Probably the kick I hit against Australia in the second test over in Australia. It was quite a tight game. We'd just come out of half time and it was quite a difficult angle. Not the hardest you've ever had, but certainly a bit of an awkward one. And probably that one, I think it put us up by a point or brought us very close or something like that. That was probably one of the hardest to get your head around. I'd say actually my first start for England, I scored a try against France, which was awesome, and I'd probably say that was my most memorable. I can't remember a huge amount about it, but that Mike Catt passed me the ball and I tried to run as close to the post as possible because I knew how to take the conversion, but that was probably my most memorable. I don't think you can in certain respects. I think you understand the apprehension and the nerves that come with it, and that's human nature, I think. And we kind of talk about this off the field with kicking coaches, but what you have to do is break it down into a really precise process. And what you do is you break it down to maybe 5 or 6 segments of what you have to do. And I think that's probably how you get about it. That you go, if I keep my shoulder here, my foot here, and I follow through over the top of this and end up here, then hopefully it all comes together and it goes over. So I think you buy into what you're doing massively, and I think that kind of controls the emotion and controls the apprehension and the nerves you have, because you can almost shut it out with just focusing very much on what you've got to do. It's difficult because they come around, I suppose, so infrequently at times, and it's hard to get up for it. But I think that the mindset is very much the same. You have to treat it very similar to everything else. I think if you go about yourself and in the manner you go about every week and then suddenly change it because you've got a big game coming up, that can actually be really detrimental. So I think overall you just try and keep yourself very steady, very low, and I've found that if I play a game with a smile on my face, actually it kind of helps my performance. I think self-confidence and belief and an openness. I think it sounds stupid, but you have to believe in what you're doing. If you have 15 guys out there and 3 or 4 actually aren't buying into what you're doing, that's massively detrimental because suddenly you're really struggling. And I think actually just that idea that what you're doing is for almost the greater good. So you're sometimes sacrificing certain bits of your game because you want to pull in the right direction. It is also hugely important. So that collectively I think is massive for where we are as a side and what we're doing, and that confidence is derived from that, because I think when you get a bit of momentum and you win a couple of games, then the feeling inside the squad improves and you get a bit of a roll on. Certainly I think there's a huge amount of frustration and no one wants to lose. It's so simple, but it's just natural that no one wants to lose. So it's really difficult mentally to deal with it, but you have to, and I think what you have to do is again break it down into little bits and see where you went right and see where you went wrong and actually work on those, because if you just stand still and just think, oh, we lost, we'll win next week, it doesn't really work like that. You simply get caught up and then you find you're losing more than you're winning.